Taurus, it's time to ground your energy this week, so let's get into your cards. Okay, Taurus. First, we're going to get into your general reading, which I pulled before we got started, and then at the end, we're going to get you some guidance cards. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, you came out as the Emperor, and I feel like that really signifies the energy that you're embodying this week, which is no bullshit. You are taking charge of things, and what you're wanting to take more control over is your long term financial goals, whether that be, what is my path at this new job, or, getting into something that is more long term for you. You're trying to focus on longevity, right? And I feel like you're coming out of a time that was pretty negative in the terms of maybe there was some, competition around you or people jealous around you or some kind of conflict happening that was outside of yourself. That brought in kind of this back and forth type of energy. And maybe you weren't aware of it, but I feel like you were. I feel like you knew, you were either having conflict with someone in your friend group or your friend group was conflicting with each other. The Five of Wands is all about like conflict and competition, right? And so I think, you know, what shifted for you is whenever this person that caused that came in and apologized, and it put you back into a place of emotional happiness and contentment. So I think like whoever this person was, it was like someone part of your friend group or someone close to, kind of throw you off in that way. Because it seems as though recently, you've gone through some kind of heartbreak, whether that be, you know, a breakup or friends fighting or, I don't know, loss, right? Like losing someone or something in your life that you were very emotionally attached to. I can see that it wasn't super recent, but it definitely affected you to the point where, you're going through like a big change. You're kind of shedding the old you and evolving, because of that heartbreak that happened. And I think that's when, you've made the shift into like, I'm going to focus on what I'm trying to build, right? Because your overall energy was the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about working hard, investing, and trying to grow something. Um, and I do feel like this, shifted for you either over the weekend or like really suddenly, or maybe this week it's going to shift for you because you have the Eight of Wands, which is a card of quick action and change, and it's also a card of like quick communication coming in. So, um, maybe you do have communication coming in from this Emperor, which is about something that is long term, right? Something that is going to take time to build your finances, like a career path. That could be also something, it'll resonate with everyone differently, but I just got that message of like, an emperor could come in, which is like a leader, to communicate with you about something that is long term. Like maybe you work somewhere and now they're going to offer you a position that's more, like a 10-year role, not necessarily like a temporary thing, right? I do see that this action and communication is being guided and protected, right? Because you have the High Priestess in the middle of all of this, which is an energy of like spiritual protection and a higher level path, right? So a lot of times you will see that too whenever we experience something, heavy like this, because it really does make you reconnect with yourself and shift paths in a major way that realigns you with what you're actually, passionate about. So, yeah, let's get you some guidance cards for this week. What is coming in for Taurus this week? What is coming in for Taurus this week? Taurus. Okay, so you got Earth, and then you got Starseer. So let's read on Earth first. Themes are grounding, finding our roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, soul foundation or solid foundations, fertility, and vitality. Looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the microorganisms, time and nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. Okay, so that landed in between your heartbreak and your change and the action card. So, like, to me, that's saying, like, take some time to ground yourself, right? And nurture yourself, right? Because this is a time for you to heal, a time to, like, ground your energy and heal, right? And so, like, that spirit's guidance for you to, take some time for yourself, right? And nurture yourself. And just to understand the ebbs and flows of life, right? And make peace with that is kind of what I got from that. So let's read on Starseer. It says, keep believing in yourself. Trust in your dreams enough to let the serendipities unfold. Let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities. Even when the route is not as direct as you imagined, listen to your intuition and know you have got this. Keywords are listen to your intuition, trust the holistic journey, dreams finding their way into being, the bigger picture, a more aligned outcome than expected, clarity of the greater path. Wow, okay. And that landed right over, that communication card I spoke of, the Eight of Wands. So I think when this communication and change comes in, this guidance card is telling you to trust that journey, trust your intuition and understand that, like, your route isn't always going to be this, like, direct path, like, try to trust and let things fold out for you, because I can see it is communication involving something that will lead to long term for you, lead to a path of growing over time, right? Financially. So, yeah, I think it's Spirit's guidance to you to say, like, trust yourself and go for it. So, yeah, that's what I have for you this week, Taurus. If that message resonates, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate the support, and have an awesome day. Bye, my little mystics.